What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own new review of Married to Medicine. This is the season finale. We are still at the retreat. Jackie invited an exotic therapist to the house to give information on how to spice up your sex life. So she wanted to know who was married the least. Audra and Martin have only been married for a month. Toya mentioned that that's that good shit. I would just be like, yeah, when you're a newlywed, it's so exciting. It's like, I gotta have you all the time. And Eugene and Toya were in the confessionals talking about, yeah, when you're with that person you just got married to, you want to be with them all the time, but over the course of 15 years, that energy can go down. But it's up to you to keep that energy up. Hence on why being married is no joke. You have to keep up that spice. You have to keep up that spark. It's not going to be like it was when we first got married, no, but you can still have that energy about it. So then it was asked of the women, have they asked any of the men what type of sex do they want? They said no. Cecil wanted frequency. That's all he wanted. Now the definition of being non-monogamous and monogamy, it's having the multiple partners. That's the difference of being monogamous and non-monogamy. And the exotic therapist, she's been married for 25 years. Out of 25 years, she was monogamous for 12 and non-monogamous for 13, meaning she's had multiple partners along with her husband. And it led to the idea of her having a husband and 3 boyfriends. You're not satisfied with your husband to want to have 3 boyfriends? What does the 3 boyfriends represent? Now, polyamory pops in my mind because polyamory doesn't always mean you're having sex with other people. It could be mental, it could be emotional. You could have different types of a relationship with multiple people. That doesn't always mean sex. Does that have any permission for the man too? Is it does your husband have multiple partners as well? Does other women feel that hole that you don't feel? I just want to know. Um, so when it comes to listening to an exotic teacher telling them that she has 3 boyfriends and a husband, they're all in the confessional saying, nope, no threesomes. Scott asked by Contessa, do you want an orgy? He said no. Good, me neither. You're lying, Contessa. You're lying. And Toya said, is she's open to threesomes? No. But is she open to swinging? Biblically, it would be a no, but she means yes. Hey, she was honest. I ain't got nothing to say about that. Contessa is lying and Toya wants to swing. So they were gifted a box of sex toys, right? And Eugene opened up with a toy that was a cock ring. And he said, men, this is a cock ring. He had a man come into the hospital with a cock ring stuck to his penis and scrotum for 2 days. It was extremely swollen. They had to send him down to Mississippi to a specialist for them to cut it off without harming him. I just want to know how that happened. How did you get a cock ring stuck to there? Let me know. Then it was also a pillow that was used to help the other partner receive pleasure. Cecil and Simone tried it out. Cecil was super happy to get in this position. He put his face in the play. Shout out to Roxanne. And it was interesting to watch them. But then Jackie and Curtis got up, and that wasn't interesting to watch. I can't imagine, nor do I want to imagine Jackie and Curtis in any type of position sexually. I can't even get it out. She was beating him with a paddle, but I was with Kieran. It's like watching a train wreck happening. You want to look away, but you don't want to look away. Interesting. That was nice. You know what I'm saying? It was nice to talk about sex, nice to get the conversation flowing. So the men go outside. Eugene wasn't on board with the polyamory conversation, okay? Because there was a clip earlier when she was talking about being monogamous and non-monogamous. She said there are threesomes, foursomes, and fivesomes. Toya was over the floor laughing because she never thought it could be possible that you can have an orgy, okay? And he just feels like in his mindset, if we're together, we're together. But if we don't want to be together, we can make that happen. There's no reason for us to bring somebody else in, okay? And Toy was like, okay, listen, how would you feel? I just want to make a comment. I just want to make a comment. I don't want to feel judged. I want this to be a safe space, right? What if coming down to that point where maybe your sex life isn't as exciting with your husband, he wants to open up that door? What if the woman thought maybe if I do this for him, it will strengthen our relationship and I don't want to ruin our family. I want to be there for the kids, right? Simple question. Quad automatically reads into that question or reads into that statement that Toya is seeking out other needs elsewhere. She's seeking out to have a relationship with another man and wants Eugene to be happy with it, okay? Even though it's like, Quad, why do you have to go that route? But of course, Toya has made comments about her sex life with Eugene without fail, with honesty, no filter. So of course that's where her mind goes. But it was a general question because sometimes marriages do come to that point where am I satisfied? Does he make me happy? Do I make him happy? This and that and the third. What if you open up our sex life, open up that window? It is a catch 22 when opening up your relationship that way. You never know, okay? You have to be mindful of someone catching feelings. It could be you, it could be your husband, or it could be the person that you're trying to open that door with. That's why you gotta put boundaries, put up rules. But sometimes rules like that can be broken. They can bend them. So Simone talks about being married for 25 years. You're going to have good times and unhappy times. But as long as you put God first, your unhappy time will pass. Jackie wants to use the opportunity of going through.
Right. So, like I said, Jackie wanted to use this as an opportunity for the other ladies to get in along. Since we're talking about unhappy times, going through emotions and moving towards the good times, this weekend has been going good. Anila and Toya are good. Audra and Toya are good. Let's open up the gate and see if Heavenly and Contessa will be good. Contessa said, okay, listen, we know what we've been going through, but right now I am just okay with where we're at. Right now we're good. We're not going to be like we were, and I'm okay with that. Heavenly agreed. Sometimes relationships grow, sometimes they don't. They could just be okay. But she wanted to tell Contessa that she's beautiful, she's wonderful, but don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of, or don't settle for things you don't want to settle for because it's from a man. Advice given, but wrong messenger. And that led a whole different types of argument now. An argument came about again, and Contessa said, why would you say that right now? Those are my children's father. That's someone that I'm married to, and who I am married to until eternity is my choice. And if you're going to have opinions about my marriage, keep them to yourself. And if you say anything, then we don't need to have a friendship. We don't need to be anything. We can just end it right here and now, okay? But Heavenly wants to constantly remind Contessa that if you're going to talk shit about your marriage and talk shit about your husband to end up staying with the man, then don't do it, okay? And why are we talking about this again? This needs to be let up alone, leave it be. So Contessa feels like, okay, I thought I was in a safe space to talk about my feelings, talk about what I'm going through. But if this is not going to be a safe space for me where I can vent and go about my day, then I'm not doing no more, okay? And I feel like that's something that needs to be understood as well, okay? Heavenly, I get you. She did talk about her marital issues with you, and she did talk about them on camera. And yes, she's still happy. She's still this. She's still that. I get you, Heavenly. Don't do all that and still be with a man. But that's what she decided to do. But you can't turn your nose up on what someone else decides to do in their own relationship. If that's not you, that's not you. And that's fine. But like she also said, if this is supposed to be a safe space for me to vent and talk about my feelings without getting criticized, without getting jumped on, I'm not doing that again. So when it comes down to a friendship, I'm not about to be friends with someone who treats me like shit, constantly criticizes me. I'm not going to tolerate that. And she's right. So Contessa walks off, and Heavenly says she meant every word. Simone is like, I know where Contessa is coming from. Contessa is not talking about what Heavenly repeated. No, she is talking about Heavenly repeated. But at the same point in time, Contessa knows what she said, but it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to keep on going back and forth with what you keep on telling me what I said because at the end of the day, you're my friend. And you keep on dogging me and dragging me every single time and reminding me of what I said to you. It's like you gotta be careful with who you vent to because sometimes the friends who you vent to will only bring up the negative things you said, won't bring up the positives, won't bring up the happy times, constantly go off the negative. It could be a reminder that you know what you're doing when it comes down to settling in a relationship, or you are looking for a way for me to be miserable. You are looking for a way to hurt me if you keep on bringing up the negative things. So Toya was trying to get Heavenly to understand where Contessa was coming from, but Heavenly wasn't listening. She wanted Toya to be quiet, and she said, "No, you need to grow up, Heavenly. You do. You need to grow up." Heavenly walks off. She calls Toya a stupid bitch. Toya said, "No, I'm not stupid, bitch. I'm very intelligent. I'm so intelligent I can see through you and your ugly ass wig. You owe everybody an apology with your trifling ass." So when that happened, the men are outside. Eugene informs Damon that it's been really good. Heavenly apologized to Toya, Anila, and Toya are good. But then the good time went back to a bad time. The men can hear the women arguing, and it's just like, yeah, let them be. Why can't they ever end on a good note? The men have to deal with this all the time, but Heavenly is screaming to top of her lungs. I don't know. Does Heavenly not like it when somebody comes at her the same way she comes at people? I don't know. But Jackie says that the friendship is broken and maybe we try to fix it too soon. I don't know, Jackie. Do you think? Why would you wait till now to want to do something else again? We have been cool with them where they're at. So now, since Heavenly want to walk off, be mad, Toya confronts Quad about what happened at the Christmas party and that the rumor was spread. Now, Quad says she did not originate the rumor, but she did repeat it. But like you brought Zaina to a party with this information. Why did you do that? Now, the fact that she confronted Quad on bringing somebody to her home with this information that she knew and she repeated it in her confessional, she said, "I'm not the one who put that rumor out there. Anila, someone who don't want to talk about it. Anila, that's the one who needs to speak up. Anila." So right now, Anila, Quad just threw you under the bus for you creating a rumor to come at Toya. And she was very happy to go along with it to the point where basically both of y'all don't want to admit what was being said. I mean, come on now, Quad. You really was gung ho about repeating this rumor about Toya? You really believe that about her? But yet I find every other minute you're all up on her, laughing with her. But you want to appease Anila because Anila wanted revenge on Toya. You would say, "Yeah, girl, I got you." Why didn't you tell Toya in that scene that Anila was the one who started the rumor? Why didn't you do that? That would have been right. But of course, you didn't want to hurt Anila. So you threw her on the bus in the confessional, but laughed into his face. Okay. So Toya thought that the rumor about her was a deflection of Quad sleeping with her contractor or her carpenter. But she said, "How could you repeat a rumor about me? Who did you hear from?" But Toya never talked about Quad in that way. She never did. Simone was the one who admitted it. And since Simone said she said it, that would have been the opportunity for Quad to come at Simone, but she didn't. She used that to come at Toya. And where did Simone hear this information? A mutual friend with the contractor. Now, she said, "Oh, you really think I'll be using my pussy miles or renovating my home and spending the money that I'm spending? Oh, no, I'm not doing that." Simone said that there's been a mystery of how could Quad afford and renovate a $2 million home and wonder where that money came from. Now, it's not unheard of, especially in these times that a single woman could afford the life that she's living. It could have been, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's a negative thing towards Quad, but I guess considering the fact that Quad, what did you do with your money? Since you did divorce from Greg, is it Greg? And you also, was on Sister Circle. You had Puppy Couture. I don't know if you're still doing your cookbook, but maybe Quad made some investments. Maybe she saved her checks when she was originally a housewife. Maybe. And maybe she saved her checks from Sister Circle. Who knows? It's not a mystery for Quad to live the life that she's living. It's not. But it does make me wonder, why does Quad always want to open up with people doubting me? They thought I would never make it because I'm not married. So it gives that notion, like, who are you trying to prove? You know? So right now she is sick of her name being dragged through the mud. Toya said, girl, you sick of it? Girl, you've been a liar since the day I met you. You the one bitch I'm not gonna cry for. So just going through the times that Quad has attacked Toya in her marriage, Toya being drunk, can't afford her house, calling her husband a woman that needs a skirt. Yeah, Quad has said a lot, but I believe Toya has said some things as well. So Quad getting up, don't like what's happening between her and Toya. Toya did not flinch when Toya said, you've been a liar. I've let you slide for 9 years of the same shit. I'm not about to let you slide anymore. It was amazing to me seeing how Toya was in her composure of calling out Heavenly and calling out Quad and did not move. When Quad stood up, Contessa immediately wanted to back her off, and Toya didn't move, and I loved it. Toya did not flinch, calling her a jealous bitch. You've been messing with everybody else's marriage, this and that and the third, trying to get her to calm down. And Quad spent a whole hour just ranting. Put some respect in my name. I'm not about to play with these mediocre bitches. I did it on my own. You can't keep them. You can't afford your house and you got a man. I ain't about that. You a gutter bitch from the hood. You always will be. Put some respect in my name. This and that. And not realizing that while she's talking about Toya, she's talking about all of y'all. Okay? All of y'all. How you guys are not where I'm at. Okay, I did it on my own. I didn't have a man. I didn't have this and that. I did it on me. Put some respect on my name, okay? And she doesn't have the wit like I do, okay? Bring her ass in here so I can tell her how she is. Cause respect my name. Put some respect on my name. Jackie wanted her to let her go and said, let's go to bed. I wasn't really here for Quad in this rant. I mean, Quad, who are you trying to prove? Who has been saying these things about you? Because I haven't heard anything or I don't pay attention to. And the way that everybody was looking at her go, it's just like, okay, sure, go ahead. It's the next day. The guys, oh yeah, Heavenly and Damon are in the room talking, and he was just like, y'all want to go jazz, and it's not good. You go 20 times harder. You don't have to respond every time. He just wishes that whenever they would come together and say, I forgive you and I'm sorry, please mean it. Please leave it alone. Do not bring it up again, okay? Jackie and Simone were talking about how this retreat was supposed to be about healing, moving forward, but maybe there's some things that we did not think about. Because Jackie's on the side of Contessa, openly shared her marital issues with Heavenly. Heavenly repeated it. And maybe there's some things that Contessa forgot she said, right? So she can't get mad for Heavenly for repeating them. Simone also feels like, okay, but let's look at the boundaries of it all. When me and you had our arguments, we knew not to go below the belt and bring up our husbands. I don't think there was any boundaries put in place with Contessa and Heavenly. I don't think so. And as a friend, no matter what I tell you, no matter what I confide you in, you don't hold that against me and spread on a public platform about me. You don't do that. As a friend, I would assume that you would keep our conversations to yourself, even if it's on a popular TV show where she was seen saying a few things. If I go into depth with you where it's not on camera, you don't use it on your YouTube channel and talk about it. And I was with Simone on that. I was with Simone. Like, I understood what Jackie was saying when it comes down to Contessa did open that door to talk about her marital issues. And Heavenly just repeated what she said. But that's the problem that Simone have. As a friend, my friend, no matter what I say to you, you should not repeat what I said to you if I'm venting to you as a friend. You should keep what I say to yourself. If I'm trusting you with my marital issues and you're the only one that I'm speaking to in depth about and you decided to go and repeat it, that's not good. But then of course you gotta be careful on who you vent your marital issues to. You have to wheel out which friend can you really trust that will keep what you say to them. Just like how you would keep what you say to them. Because Contessa said that she knows things about Heavenly but will not repeat them. Because she trusts the relationship that much. That's why you got to keep certain things to yourself. You cannot always assume that every friend was going to trust what you say to them. So Contessa and Scott realized that they are in a much better place. They're communicating, open up transparency. Toya realized that Quad was angry and took it out on her. Eugene has to leave to work on the last couple of shifts at the hospital. Jackie brought the church to the house. Now, with bringing church to the house, I loved it, but why was it outside? The pastor was very, very cold. Y'all wanted the atmosphere. It was beautiful. Y'all wanted the outside church feel. So Quad was talking to Anila about what was going on the other night. How could you repeat things about what you call a friend, and how Toya is someone that you really have to be careful being friends with. She's very insecure. She don't know how to talk to her friends, and she's not about to dim her light to be friends with her. But Quad, the same person you're describing, is Heavenly. Heavenly don't know how to talk to friends either. I mean, this since this season, you've been holding it in that you want to correct Heavenly on the married rumor, on the married man comment, and you're going to correct her at the reunion. You corrected her on your live with Funky Dineva. I will be exhausted. I'll be exhausted if I have to constantly remind my friend that you're hurting me and that what you're saying isn't funny. And that's exactly what Quad did when it came down to Heavenly Contessa. Heavenly needs to learn that whatever she says hurts her friends. She has to be careful. So we're not about to just call out Toya that she can't be a good friend. You're not a good friend either. Heavenly don't be a good friend either. Almost everybody in this cast have messy ways about them that questions if they could be a friend to you. And Quad, I don't know how you could be a friend either when you were happily ready to repeat a rumor of someone who you thought you called a friend. That makes no sense how you were so eager to repeat a rumor that I knew was started about Toya because you were mad at Toya. That don't make no sense. So giving Kieran the quick tips on how to attend black churches, you know what I'm saying? When you clap, clap on B. When you go to the bathroom, hold your fingers up so you can excuse yourself. And the message of church was, I need some real friends. And that's the truth. You need some real friends. God needs to show you signs of who your friends are and who your friends aren't. If you see friends who will celebrate your downfall, those are not your friends. If you have friends that will lift you up, that's a friend. So it's coming to a close, and this was an interesting closing. Um, as far as like updates on them, they just pretty much talked about the present times. You know, Contessa and Heavenly are gonna move forward with their friendship. Don't know what it holds. Um, Toya is learning that friendships are hard and realizing that Quad and Heavenly haven't been a good friend to her. But right now she's getting ready to leave because Eugene left, so I'm leaving too. Everybody was having brunch. Audra and Martin opened up with they're expecting. Heavenly is going to be the godmama. She already appointed herself. Who's going to deliver the baby? Dr. Jackie will. So everybody's packing up to go home. Heavenly will realize that people are more sensitive with the things that she says and that she'll be mindful of not talking about her friends on social media and will stop apologizing because every time she apologizes, she gonna do the shit all over again. I'm happy she admitted it. I'm happy that she knows her apologies don't mean shit. She gonna do it all over again. Everyone hits the road. It was a good trip. And that's it. This was an interesting closing. We didn't see like the cast photos of what they've been up to, what's next for them. It ended on a trip. I don't think they've ever done that before. But the season is over. I thought the season was pretty good, pretty interesting. We got a three-part reunion coming up. I wonder how long. I wonder what's the main topic that's gonna be happening on this season reunion. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.